Hello, hello everyone. Welcome to this first Insta live on Reading Kida. Hello Sonali.
Hello, how are you?
Finally we are here today. I think people will start joining us, so we'll just wait for a few minutes and then we'll just start with our session.
Yes,
Till
sounds
that
good.
time, I would like to introduce that Reading Kida is a library in Nagpur and we are working since 7 years. And we have always worked on this that children should be introduced to different ideas, different thought processes through reading. Reading is just not about reading school books, it's more about reading stories, fiction, non fiction, and even more than that, we want to put forth ideas which are very important for us to deliver to them, like gender equality, neurodiversity, and many of these. And that is the reason that this month, that is April, that is Autism Awareness Month, we have planned this first Insta Live, which is No Autism Through Books. And we are going to have a very general and candid discussion with our guest, who is Sonali Medekar. And I, Dr. Pallavi, welcome you, Sonali, on this platform. Thank you so much for joining with us. Just I'll give a small intro of yours that Sonali is a counseling psychologist and she is currently working in Delhi, but right now she is alive from Pune and she has done her training as autism therapist from Umeed, Mumbai, and she has been an advisor to Urmi Foundation. She has also worked with lot many kids with autism, and hence she herself started a support group for parents of autistic children called as Samayog. And right now she is working as autism intervention coordinator with Sangat. So welcome Sonali.
Okay.
So I
Yes,
just
sorry for
gave
that.
an introduction, and I think we can start it off.
Yes, yes, it's my pleasure to be with Reading Kida Library and you today. So thanks for making it happen.
Yeah. Sonali, I would like to start that since this is Autism Awareness Month and we are having this topic today. So I want to put forth the point that as I am a developmental pediatrician, I deal with parents and kids with developmental. So when sometimes it happens that when I tell the parents about autism, they are not able to, grasp the whole information when I'm giving them. Probably they are not ready for the diagnosis, or it takes some time for them to absorb all information. So in such cases, many a times they want resource material. What should we read
Hmm.
or what should we see? So in that situation, what is it that you would suggest that what we
Yes. So as you rightly said, many of the times it happens that parents are not ready to accept the diagnosis that they are having. And there are many other people around them who are giving them constant advice what they should be doing. And there is one common factor which is almost there in all parents that they are blaming themselves. And even others are blaming the mothers. Like there is one theory called as refrigerator mothers. So
yes.
all of yeah, so all of that is happening, and I think in that time, if they read other parents' narrative, other parents' stories, it will help them cope better because even if we professionals tell them, we are still outsiders somewhere. Doctors, mental health professionals come in a very external circle of the family. So suddenly they are visiting us. They have most probably they have not visited a psychologist or even a developmental pediatrician before. So in that case, uh, conveying what we are saying is difficult, but what we call it bibliotherapy would work the most. And even I experience it all the time that parents keep asking, ma'am, what should we read? Should we read therapy books? Should we go and enroll in some course?
Yeah.
What has to be consumed? Yeah, so I really feel that there are some books which are really meant for parents, and if they read it, they will connect with other parents who have gone through similar experiences. So, when we both were speaking, we have discussed a few books. So, I think first I would like to mention about this book called as Beyond the Blue by Gopika Kapoor.
Okay.
Yeah. Why
Uh,
this book? Yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
I just wanted to tell our viewers that unfortunately we are showing you the books, but the letters are in reverse. So please pay attention to the titles that we are mentioning so that you can later on get those books whenever you want. So the book Sonali is talking is Beyond the Blue.
Yes. So why I would like to start with this book is because this was the first book which I explored, which is written by Indian parent, and it is right now it is in English, but it is going to get translated in Hindi, Marathi, and some other languages very soon. And when I explored this book, the story goes as one of the parents asked me, what should I read? And I was again exploring, "Oh, okay, let me think of the references which I can give to this mother." And then suddenly I came to know that, oh, it has been written by Gopika Kapoor. And when I was getting trained in Ummid, she had trained me. So it was very
Okay.
special to see her writing a book and then reading it. I would like to mention two, three things about this book. First of all, it is written in a very honest way. She is not trying to boast herself just because she is having a child with autism. She has explained all the experiences in a very realistic way, because why I felt that is because she has mentioned that she herself went to sources which are not really scientific. In the beginning, of course, she did not know much about autism. And then how she started accepting it, how then there were struggles in the family accepting autism, and so on. So I really feel that if the parent is giving it a read, they will surely connect with the book. And then after forming that connect, there will be a lot of things which they can learn, but which are at the same time not written in a therapy language. Because I have seen this happening, and I'm sure you must also have seen this, that if parents go on reading therapy books, it just becomes very heavy for them to read, understand, and then they feel that pressure that they have to apply all these things on their child, and then it just becomes stressful than being helpful. So, in that sense, I really feel that this book becomes then special. So, I would like to ask you as well, like, have you come across any of the books which you really think that parents should read?
Yeah, actually, one point that I would like to mention over here is that when parents are trying to read therapy books or which are based on medical science, there's a lot of jargon in that which they are not able to pick up. Probably at that point of time. Gradually, they will be able
Hmm.
to pick up that. But at that point of time, when they are facing this diagnosis for the first time and they are trying to absorb it, there in some element of denial is there during those times, reading these therapy books are not going to be helpful at all. And in such cases, these books which are written by parents are actually helpful. They can resonate over there that yes, these are the problems that I am also facing with my child, and this is how the other parent has dealt with. So yes, absolutely. I myself have not read much books written by parents, but what I could do was I have read some fiction where the child, the protagonist is actually a autistic person. So here I would like to tell you something that as we know, there's not enough of awareness amongst us about various neurodisabilities. Not just I'm talking about autism, but in general, people are not knowing about different developmental disorders. So in such case, when we are offering books to children in our library about various issues, we see that these disabilities are not represented enough. They are not represented enough in the fiction. They are not represented enough in the books. And even I'm seeing right now what all I have is English books only with this topic. Marathi, Hindi, or other languages books are not available. So that is
Hmm.
something that we all should actually focus on. That if we really want that people should know about these books, they should also be in other regional languages. So, Sonali, would
Yes.
you like to tell us about some other book on those lines that we are talking right now?
Yes, definitely, Pallavi. So, as you rightly said, that it is not represented enough in overall literature. Autism or any other developmental disorder, neurodevelopmental disorder. So, on those lines, there are one or two books which I explored, and I just found them fantastic. One of them is in a different key. So,
In a
I
different
hope,
key. Okay.
yeah, is it readable?
Yeah, but the letters are
Letters, okay. Yeah, so it is the story of autism by John Donvan and Karen Zucker. So in
okay.
this, what they have, how the narrative goes is like this. Basically, it is a history of autism. They have given the case history or the story of the first individual who got diagnosed with autism, and that's
Okay.
how they have started. In that book, I explored that they have written about this refrigerator mother therapy theory that which was there. Then the authors have also mentioned about neurodiversity movement. Okay, then the authors have explained towards the end about MMR vaccine controversy. So
Yeah. Yeah.
these things, yeah, so these things sound very crucial in history of autism or about autism, but it is not represented in literature much. And I'm sure you also experienced the similar thing that when we started reading about books which are there on autism for this show or even just for our um, Parsul, and when we were curious about knowing books on autism, we have sort of we had to dig in a lot to come across the references, right? It was not easy. It was not just in a one list, and all the lists were also not that great. There were representations of other things. There were, as you rightly said, there were no enough books from Indian context.
Yeah.
And when we are sort of going on this journey, we are exploring even more and more and more, right? So, about coming back to this book, I just realized that there is a lot to know, but because the representation is very much less, it is being a little bit difficult. But once we go into it, once we dive into it, there is just a lot to read. And what I personally liked about this book is the language is very easy. As
Okay.
you were mentioning, at times the language becomes very complicated or very scientific, which is difficult to read for even the professionals because even the neuro scientists are writing about it, right? And even other professionals are writing about it. So it becomes very difficult to understand and then go on and develop interest to read. But in this book, the authors have managed to keep the language very simple. They have managed to write what all I just mentioned in a story format so that we feel interested. The chapters are very short, and as it is about children and parents, there are lots of stories and there are lots of references as well. References on YouTube, references of films, and even at the end of the book, authors have managed to give us the list of many other media, like the other sources of media where we can come to know about autism.
Okay. That's great. That's wonderful. This seems to be like a whole package, I will say, where everything is there for the parents to know.
Definitely.
Yeah. When we say that people are not aware about autism, and for the first time when a child comes to me, I tell the parents, they are like, they are not knowing what autism is. So actually, when we see that the adults are not knowing about it, So it becomes further difficult that the younger generation, the young adult or the adolescents or even younger kids who might see these kind of children in their vicinity, they are also
Hmm.
not. So it becomes that sometimes we are not able to give the right kind of response. Adolescent is not able to be sensitive enough to a child who is, or to other adolescent who is in his or her class who is having autism, because he or she does not have enough awareness about this. That what is this? They might call them different, weird, or they might even make them victims of bullying and whatnot. So I feel strongly that like for parents there is a category of books. There is also a category of books which is actually available for children in adolescent age group also. So here I would like to introduce one book. It's a fiction, and it's the name is also very interesting. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Night Time.
Oh.
This is the book, and the author is Mark Haddon. So Mark Haddon is a very wonderful writer. He has written many books, and this book has won many awards. And you would be surprised that actually when he wrote the book, he wrote it for adults, but the award that he got was in the children's category. So here there is a adolescent, 15-year-old who is named Christopher Boone, and he has Asperger's. So I would like to tell our
Oh.
viewers that previously Asperger's syndrome was considered as a different diagnosis, which now comes under the whole terminology called as autism spectrum disorder. So wherever or whenever you come to know about Asperger's, make sure that you understand that it is part of autism spectrum disorder. So this book is it's a fun book, I would say. It actually has its elements of difficulties also, but it's a very good and engaging read. A striking factor that autistic kids, they have peculiar interests. We know that they are interested in a particular thing. They would rather observe something which a neurotypical person might not observe. So this child is very much interested in prime numbers, and that's why this book has got the chapters directly starting from prime numbers.
Oh.
So there is this two is there, then there is three, then there is five, then there is seven. It goes like that. The chapters are prime numbers actually. And this 15-year-old kid is going to a school, he's managing his studies, how he has difficulties in that. Then there's a background of his parents, how they had difficulty in accepting his diagnosis, and how he has his challenges of sensory issues, how he deals with them. So it's a very good book to actually understand and go into the brain of an autistic person and understand that how that person must be feeling and dealing with the situation. So a must read for adults as well as children. Also, there's one more book, Sonali, I would like to tell. This is a very interesting one. I'll tell you. The name of this book is The Reason I Jump.
Mm-hmm.
The Reason I Jump is written by Naoki Higashida. So this is a autistic person from Japan, born in 1992. So he's around 28, 30 now, and he wrote this book when he was a teenager. And I would like
Oh.
to mention that this
Wow.
autistic person is non-verbal. So he does not use language orally. However, he got the concept of using the alphabet grid. He was fortunate enough that he got that in his childhood, that alphabet grid on which he used to type each letter and then form a word and then communicate with his parents and people around. So through this same method, he has written this book, and he has actually told that why autistic people behave the way they behave. So that's why the title of the book is The Reason I Jump.
Why
So we
jump?
might have seen that autistic persons or children, there are some kids who like jumping. There are some kids who don't like sound at all, so they will cup their ears. And there are some kids who don't like touching at all. So like these, there are different questions that come in front of us, which are actually given in this book. So if we go through the list, there are like questions that if you're non-verbal, how are you writing this book? He has started the book with this question actually, and gradually he has
How
taken on to
interesting.
various issues which autistic people face and how they deal with it. So and yes, I would also like to tell one more book written by this same person, which is Fall Down Seven Times, Get Up Eight. This is a book again written by him, and it is also based on autism. And it's a must read for people out there. You will get to know about autism in detail if you read this book.
That's a great list, Pallavi, and I'm sure you have many more books to share, but this is a good start. Uh, Even though these books are written for children, all these three books sound very distinct. And though
Yeah,
they are written for children, even adults can read and learn from these books a lot because the narrative changes. And for some people, the narrative which is used by children might be more impactful. We never know. So that's a good list that you have shared. One of the books which is written by a autistic person from Japan that reminded me of a book or rather books written by Temple Grandin. So yeah, so I have two of her books which are really insightful. One is Thinking in Pictures and another is Autistic Brain by Temple Grandin. So, Temple Grandin again is a person with autism, and she is animal scientist, and she is a consultant to a livestock industry. And her journey, I really found it interesting because then in this book she has mentioned how she learned empathy, how she learned about social communication, and how her mother took efforts to make her understand other people's emotions, how other people think, and then how she can react to those stimuli. And that's how she mentions how she became even empathetic towards animals. Okay. And she's mentioned that she could empathize more because she was a visual learner, and most of the animals are also having that sensory input being very strong. And she's mentioned that just because she is a visual thinker, visual learner, she could imagine things from animals' perspectives, and that's how she could help them more. So, just for our viewers, what she does is when the animal cattle goes for slaughter, like the animal slaughter happens to make meat. I'm not sure what is the good or better word for that, but yeah. So when they are taken in those animal farms or animal, what I can say is plants where they are slaughtered or when the meat where the meat is made. Earlier, when like before she started her career, they were just pushed, okay, and then there was a lot of muddy water. All of the animals used to get confused. They used to run here and there, and in that chaos, they used to get killed. So she thought that it is not a very humane thing to do. So she designed one platform, I can say, or a shoot, animal shoot, from which animals could go peacefully, where the animals are comfortable going somewhere, and then they could get killed. So she just thought that no one is going to stop eating meat just because animals are getting killed, right? So if we are supposed to kill them, if we are going to kill them anyway, they should be at peace towards the end of their life or during the end of their life. So that's how her work became famous. And then now she is, of course, the advocate of autism. She has given a lot of speeches, and these two books are just wonderful for all the age groups. Again, this book can also be read by people with autism and parents and professionals, and I'm sure it will give a lot of insights. As I said, she's mentioned a lot about how she learned about empathy. She's also mentioned about how she started dating. So she calls it as dating data. So even like dating or being with other people is just like learning other skill or learning mathematics for her. So that's how she's called it dating data. And I'm sure it will be very useful for people to understand how relationships and overall, I'm talking about overall relationships. It also includes romantic relationships for people with autism, how they are and how they learn about it and how they can respond in it. So, as you were mentioning that there are books for children who can understand what is happening to children around them. So, similarly, from this book, persons will understand what is happening around youth with autism if they are into this kind of a situation. So, I think it's worth of a mention. I would like to ask Pallavi to you now that when we were searching a lot of books, we came
Hmm.
across English ones first, right?
Yeah.
And yes, and recently you shared some of the Hindi and Marathi book names with me. So how you found them? Was it very difficult to find these books?
Yeah, actually, what happened is as I told initially also that most of the books that we are discussing today are English only. And in our conversations, we were trying that are new link regarding Marathi, Hindi, or any other regional language. So what I thought was like temple branding is somebody who is, if you're talking about autism, you should know about temple branding, it's like that. So we were also hoping that we'll get translations of books written by temple branding. But somehow I didn't get enough of those. But I got a Hindi translation. I got two books translated. One is Jan's Walk. This is the original name of the book, and it's a
Okay,
picture book. Yeah, it's a picture book, and it is meant for, I would say, like 7 year plus kids can read it. It is by Lori Lears, and the Hindi translation has been done by Arvind Gupta, whom we know that he is the person behind Toys from Trash. So he has also supplied lots of books on his website, which are available as free download. And I got this book. This book actually tells about a child called Iman who is autistic, and he has a sister named Julie and another sister named Tara, and how they go to a walk to a park and do different places. And Julie is not very keen on going with Ian because she knows that the kind of behavior that Ian is going to put forward in the surroundings will be somewhat embarrassing for her or uncomfortable for her. But gradually, then something happens in that story, and then she realizes that how dear is her sister, her brother to her. And at the end, then finally, when they're returning from the walk, they actually make sure that whatever Ian wants to do will also be done during that walk. Like he likes to play with stones and put them in a line, and he likes to listen to different sounds. He likes to smell the flowers at the flower shop. So they ensure that he also experiences the joy the way he wants to. So this is a very good book for introducing it. That how does a sibling feel when his or her brother or sister is autistic, and what are the difficulties that this sibling also has, which probably sometimes are not taken into consideration while dealing with the autistic child, and how gradually we can bring about peace and rather the bonding between these two, the sibling as well as the autistic child. On this bonding, I got a question in my mind which I would like to ask you. That as you have worked with schools also, so do you feel that is it like harmful for kids to be around neurotypical kids to be around autistic kids, or do they can really be very good friends, or do they can connect well? So can you put some light on that and tell us something about
yeah, sure, Pallavi. So it's a very good question. So I have two, three examples in mind. when I was working with one of the schools in Thane, there was one child in second grade, and he was with autism, and it was a moderate level autism. So the child was not very on the level where he used to harm others. It was not there. Only a few times he used to harm others, and he had many difficulties with following routine. And once the routine was set, it was very difficult to get him back, get him doing to another task. There were other challenges like he used to not like anyone sitting next to him on his desk, or he used to not like if the class teacher left classroom. Okay, so there were these typical challenges that he was facing, and we observed that if we assign him a buddy from the classroom, it will be helpful for the teacher as well as for him to learn some social skills. So as and when we started giving him buddy, it was difficult initially because, as I said, he used to not like someone sitting beside him. But slowly, what started happening was they both could coordinate. So the child who was being a buddy to this child with autism, he understood when he doesn't like me to be sitting beside him. Okay, what are some of the times when I can sit beside him? What are some of the things which I also need help from this child with autism? So it was amazing to see how both of them created harmony amongst themselves. And then later on, we could add more people into their team, sort of a team. And then it was just beautiful. So according to my experience, other children do not learn behaviors from children with autism so easily. And if they are supposed to learn any wrong or any incorrect behavior, they will learn it from any other child, or even from TV or from other sources. So it is not true when so many parents say that, or teachers say that, oh, but we should not let them play together or let them do things together, because then even these children will learn maladaptive behaviors. That's not true. Another example I would like to give here is that when again the buddy system was created, and both of them helped each other to get over their problematic behaviors. Okay, so the child who was typically developing also had some of the maladaptive behaviors, and this child corrected him that no, you're not supposed to do this, you're not supposed to eat when it is not tiffin time, because as
Right.
all of us know, children with autism follow routine and schedule very strictly, right? That's how they like it. And then this child helped this another child to follow that routine and schedule. And even the mother gave feedback, nice feedback to class teacher, and then later on to the parent. And parent was just so happy that my child, who usually requires help from others, is able to create impact or is able to help other children inculcate good habits. So it works both ways. And as we were also talking about it, about the literature which is for children, I think you will also agree, and you would like to add more, please. If you would like to add more, please do so. This age is really nice age to learn about differences, overall differences which are there around us. And this is the age when they accept them. It is not a learning or uh, artificial acceptance for them. They see world as they get exposed to, and that's how they will see autism or even other difficulties as well. So that's how the world will be for them if we sort of promote or motivate reading this literature which is there for children, and if we make it available.
Yes, that's true. That's so true. Actually, I would like to add a point over here that there are studies done on empathy, and it has been seen that babies as young as 8 months, 9 months also show empathy when in a clinic setting. If because of some reason one baby is crying, the other baby, after looking at the crying baby, starts crying. So it's a part of experiment that was done, and it was. The inference out of it was that this is how empathy begins. So today, if we compare adults with children, children are full of empathy, and if we give them the chance to actually know these differences, they will ensure that they absorb these differences and do not take it other way around, or do not bully the child, or do not do any derogatory remarks on them. And I think your examples that you have given are so crystal clear that these all children can exist together in same setup. That is what inclusion is all about. That's why I want to point out and mention it to all our viewers that do not hesitate in introducing books of different issues and different topics to your kids. What happens is, as parents, we feel that it's a very heavy topic. How will we interact with the kid about it? But all we have to remember is that we just have to think to the level of the kid's age, a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and just at that level, if you are able to explain them, they will be happy with that. I would like to add here 3 books which are actually for these age groups, like 6 plus or around 5 plus or so. And these are based on autism. And the beauty of it is, it's not mentioned anywhere that in the story that the child is autistic or anything. You will get it in behind in the description written that yes, this is based on autism, this is based on autism or inspired from that. But in the whole story, the autism word is not there. So it is just about sharing the differences. So this is a book
Mm-hmm.
called Booty Cat. It is by Shikhandin and illustration is by Shubham Lakhera. This is a very interesting book. You can see there is this child and there are a lot many cats on this. So this child, whose name is Mahesh, he is very much obsessed with cats. He loves cats and he loves to draw cats. He can draw any number of cats anywhere, all the time. He likes to draw cats and take them with himself. So this story goes like that, that how this cat is present everywhere. He goes to school, it is there. He goes to market, it is there. It's even in the prayer place at their home where they do prayer. There also there is a picture of cat. And the reason this cat is called as Vibhuti cat is that he draws 3 lines at the forehead of this cat.
Oh.
So the way he sees his parents having those 3 lines as part of prayer and worship, he also puts that on this cat. And this cat is actually his way of communicating what he wants. And gradually, by the end of the story, he starts sharing few words and expressing himself with the help of this cat. So this is a very good storybook which can be introduced to children of 6 plus. Then one more is there. This is called as Kayu's World is Young. This is also a very interesting book. Again, there's no mention of autism in the whole story. This boy called as Kayu, he likes circles a lot. He will try to find circle in anywhere, everywhere city. Whether you see it in the ripples or where you see in the fan or where you can see it in the food, he will try to draw circles. He's all the time, involved in circles, and his mother is very distressed that the child does not have friends, he does not talk, he does not express. But then what happens is that because of his interest in circles, what he does is he observes other children playing cricket and how the swing is put, how the bowling is done. And he observes it for a few days, and then one day when he's all alone, he does that by himself. And the school team captain watches this and is very intrigued that how come this child is able to play so well. So they ask him to come in his team, and then he actually bowls very well. And because it's all about circles, he enjoys it. And because of his perfection, he is a good bowler. So the team takes him forever. And the mother is happy that the child is socializing because of his interest in circles. So this is a very interesting book. Kayu's World is Round. And as we were talking about siblings or neurotypical kids and autistic kids together, so here this is a book called as Anya and her baby brother. So what happens is Anya is the elder sister, and this baby brother is autistic. So what happens? Since the baby brother has come, the parents are all the time occupied with the baby brother and his problems, and Anya is being ignored by everybody. So she has temper tantrums, she has behavior issues, she's very angry. And so one day she sits in a garden, and how then an angel butterfly comes and tells her why every child is special and how she is a special person, that she has been given a other like this younger one whose care she can take. So it's a very beautiful story of convincing the elder kid that yes, you are strong enough to handle your younger brother, and you can show your love even if sometimes you are angry, sometimes you are upset about whatever the situation. So amazing books, and these are by our very own Indian publications. That's a very important thing. It's Tulika Publications and Duckbill
Mhm.
Publications. They are doing a wonderful job in exploring these different topics.
Lovely. So, yeah, yeah, go
Sonali,
ahead.
so tell me that are there some more books that you were talking about which you want to tell us?
Yes, yes, definitely. So there are some of the books which I would like to mention. Before I mention those books, I would really like to say that these three books which you shared right now, what I thought is also that children with at particular age start appreciating similarities and differences
Mhm.
amongst themselves. So
Yeah.
they will also start realizing about self. Okay,
Mhm.
realization of self is all about understanding and acknowledging differences and similarities, right? So it is not that they will find children with autism altogether different. Okay.
Yeah.
So as the story of Vibhuti cat goes, there will be some children who are typically developing. They are also fond of cats. They also
Yeah.
like to draw cats, like,
Yeah.
and that's how the connect will happen. There will be some children who do enjoy or who are fascinated by circles, and
Mhm.
then maybe if they come across such a child, there will be a bond. So I just wanted to emphasize this point that they will start finding similarities as well as differences.
Yeah.
So it will be very useful, or it will be very nice and enriching, rather, other than saying it useful. It will be very enriching for children to read and interact more and more with all sorts of children. So, yeah, I wanted to mention that. And thanks, yes, I would like to thank you to mention the publications so that even our viewers can go and search for these books. And I also feel that it is not necessary that the person has to be interested or has to be a professional or has to be a caretaker of autism to read these books, because the picture books have been created in such a fashion that they are attractive for usual or general readers as well. So they can give it a look. That's what I felt. Um, so one book which I missed mentioning about is Anthropologist on Mars. It is by Oliver Sacks. Oliver Sacks was a neurologist, and he has written quite a lot. But this book, Anthropologist on Mars, and The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat. So these two books are mentioning autism. So the first one, Anthropologist on Mars, had seven stories, or rather seven case histories or case studies of its clients, and one of the case history is of autism, and the child was fascinated about sketching and drawing, and it goes on. It is a clinical description as well. So this book will be a little bit heavy for general readers, but if they are okay reading clinical language, it is always open for them. What is fascinating about this title is this title, Anthropologist on Mars, is given by our Temple Grandin. So
Okay.
Temple Grandin is the person who is with autism and who is, yeah. So the title is given by her, and her in her book the foreword is written by Oliver Sacks. Uh, so this I really found fascinating, and so yeah, as I said, the both of these books are mentioning case histories or case studies of the patients he'd seen, and you will see the mention of autism, and his perspective was very different than the neurologist which were there at that time. He felt that music can be one of the prominent solutions for curing, or rather maybe uh, maintaining the skill sets or achieving peace or achieving that stability, mental stability in patients, whoever is having neurological disorders. So I would really like to insist readers to read about his approach and read about how he started looking at clients more than just the diagnosis. It is really nice to see, and you all will enjoy this narrative as well. So, Pallavi, I would like to just raise this question, or rather, topic that right now also we discussed about 12 to 15 books, right? And if
Yeah,
we are to categorize, it can go in different categories, right? So like, even if we consider books for parents or books for children, then again, age wise or the narrative wise, or the relation with the protagonist wise, there will be, yes, there will be so many categories, right? And how all these narratives can be impactful in different ways. So, would you like to comment on that?
yes, yeah. Actually, when we were discussing about books, we were also trying to streamline them into categories so that it would be easy for us to tell our viewers also. So, what I can suggest to everybody is that yes, one category is for parents. Okay, so these books are written by parents themselves on autism or their experiences of having an autistic person in their life, and also some books which are not therapy based but which will help you as booklets or guidelines kind of thing, where I would like to just mention two names. One is How to Talk to an Autistic Child by Chris Wilson. This is a very small book, around like 80 pages or so. It is available on Kindle Unlimited, and this book tells you that what are the difficulties of communication that the child has, and accordingly that how parents can interact with them. And secondly, as I was searching for a Hindi or other language book, I got हाँ मुझे autism है. This is a parent
Hmm.
booklet which has been created by Manoj Bhargava. And such kind of small booklets also parents can read. So these are the two categories under parents that parents can read. Then the other area comes is for people to get sensitized with what autism is, on and understanding people with autism. So that's why the other category will be books written by people with autism. So
Hmm.
here comes books written by Temple Grandin. Here comes a book that I told you, Naoki Higashida has written, The Reason I Jump or Fall Down Seven Times in Data Plate. So these kind of books, because, and what I want to stress upon over here is, which himself Naoki has mentioned, that the world of autism directed by people with autism will have a better impact on people, because we as neurotypicals can always talk about it that it is this, it is that. However, when an
Hmm.
autistic individual is expressing out, that is what actually autism is. So that's why world of autism
Totally.
needs to be seen and read by people with autism. So the books should be written by people with autism also. Then the third category that I would like to stress upon is written by children, written for children. For children,
Hmm.
we have a wide variety of age group. So, but the idea will be to introduce to introduce neurodiversity, to introduce the concept of being different, and to be okay with being different. And in that category comes these picture books. And on the other end, there are some books for young adults and also for adults, like fiction, like we have discussed the Curious Incident of the Dog in the Moonlight, like that. There are some books which are very interesting list of books that I can go on and on, but unfortunately we could not get access to those books. And here I
Hmm.
want to stress on that there are very beautiful articles on internet where you get the top 30 books, top 50 books on autism, and they've got very good titles. So I would like to read the titles of the book. One is All Cats Have Asperger's Syndrome. Then one
Hmm.
is All My Stripes. Then Andy and his Yellow Frisbees. Then there is the Asper Kids Secret Book of Social Rules. Then Autism Acceptance Book. Then there is The Categorical Universe of Candy Speak. So these are very interesting titles. They're in fiction format, they're in picture book format. But the problem is cost. These are very costly books. They are in the like I would say 1500 and plus each book. So it becomes difficult that how these books will be read by people if they are not easily available. And one of the important criteria for availability is the cost. And one more reason behind it is this that these books are written by foreign authors. So that's why
Hmm.
we right now what is needed is we need Indian authors focusing on this. We need Indian authors translating English books into other languages, and we need Indian publications putting forth lot many books so that people come to know about more and more about it. I think these were the categories, Sonali, that we had discussed.
Yes, yes, yes. You have explained them beautifully, and I'm sure that even the reader, our viewers will go on and explore the books and categories which we mentioned, and we together can find a solution about the cost factor that you have
Yeah.
mentioned. And I really hope that more and more people feel motivated to translate the work which is
Yeah.
already there in English so that the access can be increased.
Yes. And I think what we can do is that whatever books we have discussed today, we'll make a list of it and we'll surely
Yes,
post it on the Instagram so that people can get the names and the authors correctly.
author, correct,
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. So that they're able to find those books and read those books and read them. And one more, like I would like to ask you that would you be open for one more Insta Live sometime in April on autism and films? Because it's
Oh,
like we have
amazing.
explored books, so why not explore the other mediums also?
Yes, yes, yes. Totally makes sense. And of course, I would love to be a part of that live. And there we can discuss the films which are portraying autism. It will
Yeah.
be really lovely. Yeah, I look forward to that.
So I think today we have covered lot many books, and we want to tell our viewers that this is not limited to these many only.
Yes,
There are a lot many out there, so please come up with your suggestions, what you have read. We will be sharing this video, this live as a video on our Instagram account. So there you can put in your comment section whatever books you have read on autism, because we also want to read more about it and tell our patients and families that what they can do, or rather people around us, so that more people know about autism and we are more sensitive to them and we are more accepting towards them. So thank you so much, Sonali, for your time, and it was a very beautiful 50 minutes of brainstorming, I will say, about books and
yes,
around autism. And thank you all the viewers once again. And I hope you liked this. This was our very first Insta Live. So if you have any complaints or any issues,
yes.
just let us know.
Suggestions.
Yeah, and rather suggestions for what you would like next time also. And surely we'll try to incorporate that in our next program. Okay?
Yes,
Sure.
even I would like to thank you, Dr. Pallavi, and Reading Kida Library, and all of our viewers. Thank you very much. I enjoyed this conversation a lot, and I look forward for the next one which we are planning.
Absolutely. Same here. Okay, signing off. Bye, everyone.